The only reason you want to start doing anything is because there's enough pain around it. Otherwise, why would you bother, right? So you're wasting a lot of your potential. Things could be a lot better. You're seeing all the things that you could miss out on. But you're noticing how things are slowing down and you're feeling worse and you're feeling bad about yourself. That's high pain, right? Which means there's high motivation. The most motivated person in the world is someone who's currently in pain. The other aspect of this phase is that it's high enthusiasm or high energy because there's a lot of novelty to it. Maybe it's a little bit scary, but it's also exciting because you start to see the possible changes that will take place. Us humans love novelty. Anything that's new and interesting. I feel young, feel like a kid again, you know, things are really going to start changing now. You're so excited and then it's just going to keep going and it's just going to be easy. I'll just keep doing all this, right? But there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. You know, it's easy to pick. There's simple changes that you need to make and they have a pretty significant effect. Then it requires you to sort of go to the next level. And at that point, you're feeling better. You know, you feel lighter, you breathe easier. You're not feeling as horrible about yourself, feeling proud of yourself for having done it. Then the pain sort of starts to suppress and then so does your motivation because that's just how it works. Pain and motivation are intimately linked. When that starts to happen, you have to climb a little bit higher up the tree and pick the fruit that's a little bit more difficult to get, right? And so the results are slower and you start to wonder, can I keep this up, you know? And the things that may have happened over the course of that time, you had to go to a family event or some sort of party or something, and then you had to manage your food and that was a bit difficult. And so then you start to have some doubts that creep in. This is where that clear, positive, powerful vision starts to wane a little bit and the delusional perception that that's just how you feel, then it was just going to carry on forever. They have natural cycles. You never feel the same way forever about anything. Things have an initial inertia and then those things slow down as it encounters more resistance. So now we get to the ongoing phase. And this is where you start to have a more realistic view about the journey. Now, rather than that sort of idealistic one, you know that there are going to be easier and harder times. You're going to be getting better and worse results at different points in the year. Different energy levels and different circumstances come up in your lives. It's not going to be the primary focus in your life. Attention will divert. And you understand that it's about getting back on track and it's about getting back into it. There's sort of an ebb and flow to your ongoing journey. When it goes wrong, you just quit and you stop and then you go back. You have to go back to the beginning. But when you're in an ongoing phase, you understand that these things trend. Your weight or health and your well-being is a trend. It trends like your property or stock market. There are periods where it's strong, there are periods where it's less strong, and that's the way it has to be. Also in this phase is that you'll tend to hover at a particular level of results for a while. It's not until you start to get a bit more pain around the situation, maybe you start to put on a little bit more weight, the thought of stagnating is starting to frustrate you a lot, and then eventually you say, all right, this is it, I'm going to go for it. But again, you'll see that's because the pain of that has gotten to you, and then the motivation kicks in again, and then you'll maybe go through a phase of where you drive the weight down again, and then you'll really start to tighten up some of those habits when maybe some other circumstances in your life have freed up. That ongoing nature of things where we see there's a flow to this and it trends, and we want it to be trending in the right direction and paying attention to where it is trending. We ebb and flow with life, and our health and well-being ebbs and flows with life. So that's just one idea, but there's plenty of other areas to explore. And if you're having trouble with stress eating, here's a video you might want to have a look at.